What up, gamers? I'm Jason, and today on Dice & Dragons, I'm going to be unboxing Sine Tempore, published by Ludus Magnus Studios, designed by Luca, Bernardini, and Andrea, Coletti. I hope I pronounced that right. There are also some fantastic artists on this. We've got about 4 or 5, so I'm not able to say all of their names. Now, just to tell you briefly about the game, this is a 2 to 4 player cooperative game where you're going to be colonizing the planet of Primevus V, I hope I said it right, while you're going to be encountering different alien species, and some of the expansions may even take you to other worlds. Now, we are only taking a look at the core game and the Kickstarter stretch goals. I do know that the Explorer Pledge did come with another expansion, but believe me, there is enough content in these 2 boxes for a video. Also, if you'd like to just skip ahead, down below in the video description, there are timestamps to take you to the specific unboxing that you're looking for. If you want to take a break, come back. Don't worry, the video will take care of you. Now, let's go to our top-down view and take a look at what we have in these boxes. Now, let's take a look at what's in the box for Sine Tempore. Really hope I'm pronouncing that right. So let's get the lid off and let's see what's inside. Now, this component that you're seeing right here, well, it's not really a component. It is actually used as the back of the box, and I just added it into the box because I didn't want to get rid of it right away. But it gives you a nice little taste as to what's to come and the type of game you're going to be playing. Next, we've got the rule book, which I am eager to start learning. I've heard good things and bad things about the rule book. We've got some nice art. I do like the way all the information is presented, just visually. It's well put together, a nice layout, but I have heard some fairly negative things and some things saying the rulebook is just okay. Gonna find out when we actually get to it. Now here is the campaign book, which contains the story for Sine Tempore. We get a nice little introduction, set up as to where we are, instructions how to play the campaign and the different types of missions. Also, how to set up all these different types of missions. The colony phase, as we'll see what that is all about soon. So everything that we need to run the campaign, then of course, information on the missions themselves. Next, we've got what these look to be like some character reference sheets. So we'll take a look. Here we've got Jucus, Alexandra, Andromeda 2.0, and HAB. The 4 characters. So it looks to be like a skill track for our 4 main heroes. Now, here we've got the character sheets, HAB, Andromeda 2.0. I really like the look of these sheets. I like the little insets to place different components. Same thing with the other guys. Looks very good as well. Just the iconography is a little confusing as I don't know it yet, but nowhere near to the level of Batman. Now, spoiler alert, I pre-cut this because the packaging for this is just awful and it's not easy to get done. So pre-open it. Be careful if you're doing this. You can see here, one of the edges of the card just opening the packaging got damaged. So I really don't know why companies package stuff that way, but for me, it's not a nice add-on. So these look to be mission cards. Not sure what they do. They definitely have names of specific missions. So maybe it's to be shuffled up, things like that. Not sure if we want to sleeve them though. Tarot size cards for miniatures. Now we got these 2 rubber bases, which I'm not sure why they were included with the game. These might have just been separate in the Kickstarter box. This is a Kickstarter game and I just put them in the base game. But you do get these in the Kickstarter, and this video, for those of you that may have jumped ahead a little bit, we're covering the base game and the black hole box, the stretch goals. Now, here we've got the Genesis, the colony ship, which is the map that you're going to be needing for the colony phase. Now it is double-sided. We get a nice map of the planet as well. I must say, though, this component is a little bit lackluster. Would have preferred something in cardboard rather than paper because it does feel a little bit fragile, but it's still nice and has some good production quality. Now here we've got a reference sheet, which is actually nicely printed, laminated. I actually really like this component. Looks very cool. So you've got some stuff for the momentum wheel, different terrain. We've got some of the 3D terrain that we're going to be able to assemble as well. There's some more parts of the momentum wheel here, more tokens. Plenty of terrain, well, not terrain, territory. A nice line of sight tool, as well as more tokens, some enemies. There's going to be a lot of 3D terrain that's going to get built. Overall, cardboard quality feels good. No complaints there. I'm really wondering if I'm going to be able to store all of this stuff. But yeah, it'll be fun to get it all assembled and then take on that challenge. As you can see, there's really not that much room to place these 3D trees in this box. Then we've got a few large terrain tiles to go with the rest. Now we are on to the miniatures, and let's take out the minis tray. Make sure that everything stays on camera as best as it can. I do like the locking mechanism for this minis tray. Fortunately, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to keep it with all the content, as we did do all in on the Kickstarter. So here we've definitely got the different miniatures. I believe this is a witch, and some very nice detail actually. Looks better now that I've taken it out of the packaging than it did while it was in there. Here we look like we've got a specific named character as well. Nice details on the mini. We've got the little different types of Spriggans here. Clearly we got the range guys, and they look awesome. Love them with the chain gun. We've got berserkers, I'm guessing, or bombers, something like that. Very cool. Here we got the heroes, and I kind of don't like the color of the plastic used, but overall good detail. The sword is curved here, and I believe, yeah, you'll notice how it's moving back. So gonna have to probably heat this in hot water. I don't believe the sword is supposed to be curved. This is Captain Ahab. Here we've got Andromeda. A lot of detail on the mini. So if you want a painter, I definitely think people will enjoy it. And then we've got Alexandra. I think the mini is almost a little too busy. She doesn't look as good as Ahab or Andromeda. We also get one set of dice. So these are our custom dice, so be careful. They are well made, but they're not going to be able to be replaced, as you can see, with multiple symbols on every side. Not quite sure which is for which. As of right now, I'm guessing the bullets for ranged. I definitely do like the dice. As I don't really have a game that has anything quite like it, and they do fit nicely in the tray. So let's just, the plastic gets stuck there. Let's just get this box back up. And I will take the opportunity quickly just to show you there is another dice set that you can get. So I'm guessing these black dice replace the white ones. I believe there's a couple different colors, and this is the one that I selected. So I just wanted to get one more set of dice because I'll be playing this with Julie. It's always good for us to each have our own, not have to argue about anything. And I'm going to pop this up here. And don't worry, we're going to put it back in the box. I just want to get the lid off. And put it back in here. So lots of space under there. Actually, before I do anything else, looks like there's definitely some room here. We'll just see if this is going to fit underneath, as it makes nice storage for this until, unfortunately, doesn't quite. It fits, so good enough for right now until I get everything sorted and organized. Let's get it all back on camera there. I know it's moving around a bit. So here we've got Jukas. Love the mini, love the way he's got this psionic energy around him. Very cool. I wonder if that's a character on the plane. We've got some more of the Primevus, some of the hunters. So lots of detail on these guys. They almost look cooler than the than the characters. Love the guys with the two guns. Definitely gives me a little bit of a Reaper from Overwatch feel, but very cool. And we've got one of the big boss guys here, and love the detail, especially on the base of the mini. And that's something I neglected to mention. There is a little bit of detail on the base of all the minis, which is something that we don't often see, especially in more of the co-op games. Now we've got just some rubber discs here to be used. See, there we go. There are 2 rubber discs. So the ones that I showed you earlier are the ones that were not packaged properly for the game. And these will be some components for assembling the momentum wheel. Now let's take a look at what we've got for the cards. Now these are packaged a lot easier to open. So we got here is definitely different character cards. This looks to be all specific to one character. Triumvirate of Witches. So everything that we need with regards to enemies. Next we looks like, Gunblade. Right out of Final Fantasy VIII. Love it. Upgradable weapons. So this here is all different types of equipment. Looks like a fair bit of it is character specific. Then we have some items and things like that that we'll be able to pick up on our journeys on Primevus V. Hopefully I'm pronouncing it right. And now I also pre-ripped this one just to make sure it opened up easily. Looks like we've got our enemy deck, potentially the enemy AI deck. So we've got the different type of Spriggans. So I guess these will be like spawns or damage. You can see that's all got the same back here. When we put back the other cards, we'll take a look at their back as well. So here we've got wounds, so different types of wounds that we can get for the heroes, potentially the villains. Some resource cards, so let's take a look at what we get for the resources. So energy cells. Largely used to be like energy cells, traps, med kits. Pretty cool stuff that we're going to need on the adventure. And here we've got the event cards. So you can see from the back this says event with things that occur like different effects. Could be good. All heroes, everything kind of looks bad, so maybe could not be good. And then we've got Psionic Backlash. So these are specific Psionic cards, maybe just specific for Jukas. And that's what we get. And let's just show the difference in the 2 types of cards. So this looks to be all of the sort of, resource cards here. Then here's the back for the different types of item cards. So you might have some effects on the other side of them. And then this looks to be all of the different enemy cards here. Well, there you have it. We're taking a look at what's in the main box for Sine Tempore. This is definitely going to be a real big reboxing job with all the different components that we get in this game, especially if you've seen or if you're paying attention as to all the stuff that came out of the box. I am looking forward to figuring out how to make space for this on my shelf. Looks like the dice didn't quite fit, so I will take the time out to rebox this stuff. I will probably be sleeving the game just as there's so much cool content in this, and I want to make sure that this type of story-driven game lasts a very long time, as it's in particularly up my alley. Look, just so the rule book, the books are a little bit fragile. I did ding the book right there. Not quite sure how I did that. Probably when I was showcasing it earlier, but not a big deal. And you know what? Neglected the lid for the minis. That's all right. We went through the box. Let me get this back on, and then we'll take a quick cut. And what I'm going to do is come back at you with the black hole box. Keep it right here. Now let's unbox the black hole box, the Kickstarter stretch goals for Sine Tempore. I gotta actually try to not hit my overhead camera with this. This box is absolutely gigantic. So let's see what we get in there. We've got the rules for the Hydra. So very cool. We do get this rule book. Let's slide this over, and I'm gonna do my best to keep everything nice and visible on camera here. So we got a Hydra rule book. Now you notice I pre-opened this package a bit. Luckily we have this promo card for Dungeonology, and I just kind of damaged that, scratched it up actually. There's few promos here for Dungeonology. Kind of cool we get to see some of the different characters, but if you didn't back the game, they're not that important. So we're just going to get rid of those. Now here we've got what looks to be more mission cards and we've got some different Nemesis cards, which is something different. Still haven't gone through the rule book. We've got this nice bag, so I'm not sure what this is for. A few more tokens. We have the Black Hole rulebook. So what do we get in here? Some instructions and history and all of the new heroes that we get. I believe there's some new pets that come in here. And then we do actually have some specific missions. So lots of cool stuff that we're going to be getting in this gigantic box. And a very nice thank you sheet to all the backers. Now, I was a late backer, so I have no idea if my name is on this sheet, but I do appreciate what Ludus Magnus Studio did. So we've got a ton more tokens, some more wheels. We've got some crystals and new terrain that we're going to be using. Then we just get plenty more tiles, some new locations it looks like. Some specific tracks for the heroes. Now, I don't remember seeing these for the heroes in the base game. Well, you know what? There they are. So we've got this new element that's coming into play here. More tokens and then just more terrain. So now let's see what we get in that first level. So I have pre-opened some of the card packages here. These were a little easier. They had holes that I was able to start with, so it made getting access easier. So once again, skill trees and abilities for all of the new heroes. Don't worry, once we get to the hero cards, which I believe is coming up, we'll go over that. This aside, we've got these new cards. Now, these were difficult to open. I did damage the corner there. Once again, I really dislike this tight shrink wrapping. Our studios need to find a better way to protect this stuff. So here it looks like we've got some named hunters. So that's Giano the Hunter, Tychos the Bully, Phaeto the Vestal. So that was Tarakos the Bully. Sorry, I said that wrong. Phaeto the Vestal, Xanthippe the Witch, Kreskills the Mower, Shin the Temple Guard, Pepids the Kid, Petro the Spriggan, Olympia the Fatua, Sealend the Chieftain. I know that from just browsing through the rulebook quickly, this is the head of the bad guys. Kilobos the Slaver, Ragon the White One, then we're back. So these look to be like Nemesis cards. Almost like you can play these guys like heroes. That would kind of be cool if you can. Not sure if that's possible. So just some components to put together some stuff. So here we've got all the new character boards. And not the easiest to get out. So I'm just going to pick this up. Oh, this is some thick plastic, so I can't do the old pop it up from the bottom trick. So, and everything locks together very well, which can be a good and a bad thing. So we're going to just turn the stuff over. I'll move this off, get it off screen, and we'll start going through all the different characters, and we'll take a look at the cards shortly. So here we've got the Blessed Weapons, which is with Alpha and Omega, which is fairly cool because this is 2 warriors. We've got Arcade, who reminds me of Captain Harlock. Goldie, clearly from Spaceballs. Burp. Ulysses, who I'm not quite sure what the hero is based on. Billy Iron, if you read his bio, you'll know exactly where he was inspired from. We've got Starbus. Isaac, inspired by the great Capcom game. Etna, who definitely reminds me a little bit of character in BioShock. Molly, it's not quite sure. There's a few different characters that remind me of. Simone, I'm sure I've seen a similar character somewhere, but I love the art for the character. Hornetta, so you guys should all know where that's from. And Luperco, who I really love the fact that we've got this big bad bull with us. So very cool. Happy to have some more characters. So once again, I pre-opened the cards, and I'm actually going to put these back into their box because there's so much content in here. So we'll see what we get. So we've got these extermination solitary cards. So these are achievement missions. So new titles, it looks like. Here we then have these new enemy cards. So Andromeda 1.0 is an enemy. Ooh, interesting. We'll take a look at what we have on the back of all the different enemies. So we saw a fair bit of them. And yeah, they just have the standard enemy card back. So that's what we got. I'm not going to go through the name of all the different things. We'll be taking a look at this forever. We also have some, maybe almost looks like ally cards, or for the different, some of these different heroes and villains. I'm not quite sure what. So I'll see Predator Runner. Definitely not sure what these new mechanics are. We got some promo cards here for Nova Atis, as the game does have a little bit of compatibility, I believe, and it was inspired from. And then here we've got some what looks to be new equipment cards. So let's put that in the box. That's off camera. So I'm going to take these, get these back in there as well. We'll continue taking a look at what we have here. So we've got some cards for the Hydra. So it looks to be like this is all Hydra related, and then some special reward for actually beating it. Very cool. Hopefully, or maybe we'll want to avoid the Hydra in our game. Here we've got some more starting cards. And well, we did see some of them earlier. Not quite sure what these ones are. Looks to be some abilities. So these are, looks to be maybe abilities for some of the new heroes. They've got, they got their character on the back, or even villains here. So heroes and villains do get these new ability cards, depending on who you're playing as, who you're playing against. Some new psionics. We've got the pets. We'll take a look at more of the pets when we get to our second video. Once again, we've got some more resources. Not sure what these are. These, interesting. So world event cards, something new. And then some new types of wounds. Put that back too. And lastly, we've got these Hydra-related cards, which looks to be the Hydra's abilities. So we're going to get a full set of abilities for the Hydra. Lots of good stuff in this box. Now we're going to take a look at what I think most people are interested in, are some of the miniatures. So we'll get that taken off. Place the plastic off camera before I forget, like I did last time. Pop the cover back on what we've already opened, and let's take a look at some of the minis. So we've got some more of the fawns, and I really like this miniature. Lots of detail. Gotta love the guys that can fly with guns. Love the jetpack. The techno/nature feel of these enemy minions is great. Here we've got some undead. Not sure when we're going to encounter them. Also, the base as well has plenty of detail. We've got some more. Almost reminds me of Chucky. That's kind of creepy, scary undead babies. I don't know if they are undead babies, but I'm calling them undead babies. We've got we've got these other characters. It looks almost like Shaman with this weird device. Another really cool character. Not quite sure. They go this way. Here we've got what looks to be a part of a character here. So looks to be a component that's customizable. Not quite sure what it's for. Happy that it does have its own home here though, so we don't lose it. And then here it looks like we've just got some terrain or items that we're going to be picking up over the course of the game. And we have some more enemy decks. And we've got this already pre-opened. So we can take a look. So once again, we've got, looks to be more ability cards. So I'll flip these over in a second. All these on the back here looks to be the real enemy ability cards. They are a little stuck together, but coming out pretty well. So got plenty of different abilities for all the big bads and nemesis that are now available to us in the game. You definitely will want to slide them all apart. If you think you're missing something, make sure that they're not stuck together. Now, here we get some more world events, which we'll take a look at. So we're getting a few more world events. Not quite sure why they were not all put together, but there are definitely a lot of cards in this expansion. And then here it looks to be like just enemy, new enemy spawn cards that we're seeing. Yeah, we even maybe have some of the named guys, or even potentially an ally. Not quite sure what we're getting. Eager to learn the game. Let's get the lid back on this. Oh, one of these undead babies is trying to escape. Maybe it is actually alive. So continuing on, as we have one more stack of minis to look at after this. And then don't worry, we'll be coming at you with an outro. We'll take a look at the expansions in a separate video. That even might be 2 videos. So let's start with the pet that we've got here. And it's interesting that this is a half moon. It looks like it was designed this way, so it's fairly cool. I was kind of a little worried there that maybe there's some damage to the miniature. Here's Andromeda 1.0. So she's actually included in one of the expansions. I've taken a quick look at the box, but it looks like her mini's only in the black hole set. We've got, once again, some plastic terrain that can be used. Here we've got what looks to be our Lich. And what is any type of dungeon crawl or co-op game without a Lich? Here we've got some more of the big bads, the Kickstarter ones. Here's one that's inspired by Darth Vader. Another very cool character. Reminds me a little bit of someone named Kerrigan. I love that this is just some crazy springing on a death crab. That is just awesome. And this definitely seems a little bit World of Warcraft inspired, with a crazy golem inventor walking around. So, very cool. Here we've got this epic, heroic looking fawn. This Roman one, I almost want to play him as a hero. Love the detail on him. Put him back. And this guy just looks very cool. Something straight out of Nightmares. Thought I saw something fall. Guess I was wrong. So another great miniature. But all this plastic takes up way too much room. So let's take a look at the heroes now. So take a look at the characters inspired by Spaceballs. We got Goldie here. We've got Hornetta. And I do love the fact that she's got a gun. Perfect and ready to kick some butt. Here we've got Starbus, looking exactly like he does in the film, but with a different name. I guess the other guys are not here. We've got Alpha and Omega. I might be getting them mixed up, but we've got these 2 miniatures. Once again, this beige plastic doesn't seem to get quite as much detail as the characters have in the artwork, but I'm definitely looking forward to trying them out. Here we've got the Exiled Fawn. That looks a little bit like a cow. That's awesome. That will be joining our crew somehow, depending on the mission we get. And then here it is, Arcade, looking very cool. I love the Captain Harlock inspired character. So let's get the lid back on here. And I'm just going to pop the lid off. And we've gone through plenty of stuff. And we'll pull out the different characters to take a look at them. I can't quite see with the mic there. So here we got Barf. Excellent. Not that much detail, the miniature, but always good to have some fun, silly characters. I'm drawing a blank on the character's name, but Etna. But definitely love the detail on this mini. This actually, the bigger that the characters are, the better I think they look in this other colored plastic. Here we've got a gorilla with a machine gun arm. Too cool. Love it. Definitely reminds me a little bit of Gorilla Grodd, but a heck of a lot scarier. The miniature for Beliar, which also has a ton of detail. It looks like it'd be very hard to paint those claws, but love the detail on the back. This is a very cool mini. I think that might be one of my favorite characters. I'm guessing that Julie will enjoy playing Molly. Just the idea of having your own bike, driving around, able to cut up enemies seems to be right up her alley. Simona is also a cool one, but unfortunately, and it looks like I'll have to contact Ludus Magnus Studios, her arm is missing. This miniature is damaged, so I will take note of that and reach out to them. So far, they've been having some issues getting some replacements, but at least I've got the mini, so be able to play the character, but that is disappointing. And here we've got our hulking brute beast of a character. I'm drawing a blank on his name, but just looks like a lot of fun to play, and hopefully we'll acquire him during our campaign. Then we've got the character, and this character is actually also damaged, inspired by Dark Helmet. He's supposed to have something sticking up here for the Schwartz, and that clearly is not in the box. And lastly, we've got the Hydra, probably, I believe this was the last stretch goal. Some nice detail at the bottom here. Solid plastic, well put together. It looks very cool. And we've got this gigantic stack of cards that I don't think I want to go through all the way here, but we'll take a look at it. So we'll split this up into some different piles as we go through it. So here it looks like we've got some of the resource cards. So a whole new set of resource cards. Very cool. We'll place those down at the bottom here. Do this one by one. We've got these new Nightmare Mode cards. So I'm guessing these are just harder versions of all the villains that we're going to be encountering. So Masochist, Cultist. Looks to be something to maybe just do with the undead, but always fun to have different styles of game modes. Here we've got some more character cards, even Beliar, who maybe we have to defeat to get him to join our party. So these are new enemy cards for some of the bigger characters here. Next, we have a whole ton of equipment that I'm just not going to go over. It'll take me too long, but you definitely get a lot more in terms of what looks to be solid weaponry for character specific stuff. Maybe even, yeah, most of it seems to be character specific. Seems to be a few other things that might be available as well. So that's why we're getting so many of these cards. And then just some different accessories. And these look a little bit more like some of the more standard ones, not necessarily all of them. As you saw, there was tons of guys, and that's clearly Beliar's armor. So there we have it. We've unboxed Sine Tempore. So I will get this all back in the box, and then I'll take the picture of these guys. I was thinking about taking them. You know what? As I want to get this completed, but I don't want to forget about them. Taking them out, we're going to take the picture and get the information sent to Ludus Magnus as soon as possible. I may wait till I finish unboxing all of the other games. Don't worry, we're not going to put it all in one big chunk. We'll split it up for everyone. But I am going to want to get that stuff on file, as they have been taking a little while to get out replacements. Ooh. Yeah, so that doesn't fit very well. And well, it's not fun to have happen during an unboxing. It's nice to showcase. Well, it's in the box. I'm going to have to go back down there anyway. So let's finish the unboxing. Not everything can go perfect when I'm doing these, unfortunately. And once again, I forgot one of the covers. Fairly typical. That's all right, as I'm going to have to open this back up again anyway. So we're sliding the box, top back on. There you have it. That's the contents of the black hole box. We're doing fairly well. Unfortunately, we have 2 damaged miniatures that we need to see to. So I'm going to come back at you with a quick outro and then get off and contact Ludus Magnus Studios. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. If you like what you saw, don't forget to click that like button, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell so that YouTube will make sure you stay up to date as to when we have some new content coming out. To also make sure that you are in the know for when we do release our Sine Tempore review and how to play. Also, down below in the video description, you can find links to all of our social media feeds, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. You want to see us playing some Sine Tempore or get an idea as to what's coming up on the channel. Those are the places to take a look. Also, don't forget, keep playing games.